Week 6, and we are trying to turn fantasy teams around, including some of our own.
Unless you're me and you're 0-5 in a redraft league, then there's no hope. Then you're just a sacrificial lamb.
There's no coming back. No coming back. What up, Hammer?
Another day at the office. A little under the weather, but I'm powering through for the show, for the people. It's what we do. I woke up this morning, man, and for whatever reason, my allergies were killing me. I've taken 3 Benadryls and 2 Dayquils today so far. So power through. Let's roll.
Feel you. PB Dubs in the building. What up, PB Dubs?
Yes, sir. PB. Appreciate that.
Yes, sir. But yeah, I mean, damn, we're in week 6 already. I made a couple dynasty trades, including giving up my boy fucking JJ.
So it's funny because when I saw that come through, I was like, I scratched my head for a second, but you get Jamar Chase. So I like it from that standpoint, but Jefferson and Wilson, it would have been hard to part with that. You did get a ton of pieces, but the fact that you got Chase kind of softens the blow, and we don't know what's going to happen with Kirk Cousins, and we don't know what's going to happen with Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, that's the only way I was doing it, because I kind of screwed myself, and we always tell people don't trade your first round pick, and I wound up trading my first round pick, and I've had the worst luck. I've had Aaron Rodgers go down, I've had J.K. Dobbins go down.
Yep.
And now I've got JJ go down. And so I've got to make a decision. Okay, do I start selling shit off and start tanking? Maybe get my pick back, but I'm gonna be taxed on that, and I don't really want to give up. I don't want to give up Garrett Wilson to then just get Marvin Harrison next year. Like, it's the same. Like, you know what I mean? I didn't want to do that, and I don't know if I was going to be low enough to get a quarterback. So
yeah.
Yeah, I wound up doing it because I'm getting Chase, and that guy actually had Burrow, but the thing was, he's trying to get the best pick he can get, the 101, and so he wound up being like, all right, I'll take JJ because he's going to be out for the next 4 weeks, so that'll help him lose more, and then in my case it helps me stay in contention, and then I just got some like extra pieces that I can use with it. Because, I mean, let's face it, Garrett Wilson is somewhat limited, right?
So this year, anyway.
As far, I didn't really want to give it up, but I had to pick a direction, and I had to either go with it or not. And, we'll see what happens this year and next year. And then if I need to revamp, then I revamp. But, I had to do it. I had to do it.
So,
yeah.
It was definitely an interesting trade. I'm in a similar position, but it's not that I have a ton of injuries. I just have like guys that, and we talked about this on a couple of previous shows, where I just have a couple of like bad luck weeks here, bad luck weeks there. Like I feel like if I stay consistent, because I've been getting a ton of offers for Tyreek Hill. And I'm not really sure that I want to part with him yet. Jerry Jeudy is really starting to aggravate me. I do hope he gets traded, honestly, because I think a fresh start off of that Denver team would be better. Because it looks like Cortland Sutton is the main guy there, and for whatever reason, Jerry Jeudy just can't figure it out. So I think I'm going to stay the course for a little while, see what happens, and then and then decide from there. But I have all of my draft capital, which is good. So if I did decide to sell, a Tyreek Hill or something, I could get pretty good value for that.
Yeah, I don't know if you really need to sell them though, because even if you're not winning it this year, which I mean, you still have a chance to make a little comeback, but like you can still be like you have your first, so
Yep.
like whatever happens, happens. Like
Yeah.
so you don't necessarily have to just tear it all down, but yeah, let's get into some of these games and any recent news. Like we've got
Yep.
Roshan down with Herbert, so we've
Yep.
got
Deonta.
Foreman.
Are
We've
we,
got
are we
Deontay.
firing him up? Guess it
I'm gonna
depends,
fire
right?
him up in one league this week.
Who the Bears playing at home against Minnesota? The battle of the 1 and 4.
Shut up. Fuck you. Your team ain't doing that much better.
No, but I think we're in a lot better position both now and later than the Vikings are.
You think so?
I kind of know so.
Think so, bro. All right, my bad. I had everything pulled up before and I fucked it up. All right, so Deshaun Watson out, right? Shoulder injury. We don't know when the hell he's coming back. I mean, killing me in a couple dynasties. But yeah, he's out versus the 49ers. So Elijah Moore, I mean, Amari Cooper, all getting downgraded. PJ Walker is going to be the guy that gets to start, not the rookie DTR.
Well, we saw him in a previous game when Watson got hurt, and it didn't look so good. So at least PJ Walker has some experience, and quarterbacks are very thin, so he could be fired up in super flex leagues if you're super desperate.
Well, I mean, he looked good in the preseason. I think that was what was like everybody was kind of hype about. Is that in the preseason he actually played well. So
See, the preseason is very, very misleading on some fronts because a lot of these defenses run vanilla coverage. They're not going to show you a lot. I don't subscribe to a ton of preseason. It's more about how the guy looks, like comfort wise and all that stuff. Does he have command of the offense? But most of the preseason stuff I don't subscribe to.
all right, here we go. What up, fellas? Half PPR. Sit one. Puka, DJ Moore, and Ayuk. Thank you.
I think
Appreciate you,
I'm
Marcos.
I think Ayuk is the one I'm sitting here just because he's too much of a roller coaster. Puka, obviously, even with Cooper Cup back, Puka had 7 for 71 and a touchdown. And I said before, based on the way Matthew Stafford was playing, you can support Cooper Cup and Puka are going to be supported as basically 2 top 15 guys for the rest of the season. So I think Ayuk is the one here just because he has the more volatile floor.
DJ's been getting the ball, and they're going against Minnesota, so I like that matchup. And yeah, so give me Puka and DJ Moore as well. So we'll sit Ayuk here. What up, JAC? Start 2 receivers and a flex. 0.75 PPR. Okay. St. Brown, Hollywood, Rashard White, Thielen, Calvin Ridley. Start 2 receivers and a flex. I'm leaning St. Brown, Thielen, and Ridley. Thoughts? What are we thinking, Hammer?
Yeah, I'm kind of looking at it as well. I mean, listen, Hollywood has been solid, like above expectations, considering what we all thought Arizona was going to be. Feeling the same thing, really. And I wasn't too sure with Bryce Young coming back and what Thielen's production would look like. I don't think we're playing Rashad White in this, so it really becomes 3 out of those 4 receivers. And if you had to sit one, I think I'm sitting Hollywood as well. But that's tough. I think St. Brown and Ridley are the locks here. and then it's between Hollywood and Thielen, whichever one you feel more comfortable with. Thielen is getting a ton of targets because he's essentially the only reliable pass catcher on that team. Oy, oy, oy. Let me just see the matchups really quick. So Panthers
I
at
don't even
Dolphins.
care.
I understand,
I'm
but
sitting
that's
Hollywood. I'm sitting Hollywood.
Hollywood at Rams.
Thielen's been too good. Ridley's got too much upside. St. Brown is a lock. I mean, I feel like for me, it's just a lock. Ridley, St. Brown, and Thielen. I like it.
Yeah,
JAC.
I'm comfortable with that as well. But like I said, Hollywood's been productive, man. So it's you know that's a 50-50. But I think Thielen has the safer floor, PPR wise.
Yeah, we've got Daniel Jones out versus the
Tyrod.
Bills. So I mean, shit it just keeps going downhill for the Giants. I mean,
And we're not sure if
they
Barkley's playing.
they went. We had the whole thing with Saquon, and they wound up paying Daniel Jones instead. And I don't know, is that backfiring? How are we feeling about Daniel Jones?
I mean, I think there's a lot that goes into it, just more than the Saquon injury. That offensive line is horrendous. They have a ton of injuries on that offensive line as well. Darren Waller hasn't been what we thought he was going to be. Now, is that a product of how bad the offense as a whole is playing? I think so
Mm.
because he's been pretty healthy for the most part. He hasn't really had to miss any major time. He's been banged up, but everybody gets banged up. So yeah, it's a really interesting thing because what if Tyrod, and I listen to a ton of the ESPN New York radio, and what if Tyrod comes in and plays decent? Like what if he comes in and he's Mike White, right? That
I mean, I don't think he's Mike White. I think we know what Tyrod is. He's a guy that protects the football. He's a guy that's very conservative. He doesn't take a ton of shots. I
my
mean,
point
he
my point being,
tries to
what if
just be the QB of the team.
but my point being, what if he comes in and actually moves that offense with some kind of
He could.
regularity? That's what I'm saying.
He well, Ray, what up, Ray? No, he definitely can. It's not going to be flashy, but you're just going to be able to get first downs. You're going to be able to, flip field position. You're just going to be able to do those little things. It's not going to be anything crazy. But are the Giants good enough on defense to where that is going to work?
Probably not, and they don't like this is just the worst kind of nightmare scenario. You're playing Buffalo in Buffalo. You're probably going to lose by 2 touchdowns, maybe more. Um, and if Saquon doesn't play, then it's really bad. So I don't expect a whole lot from the Giants, but the Giants have to really evaluate because there's I don't what wins do you see in sight for the Giants for the rest of the season? Like it's crazy. Buffalo, Commanders, Jets, Raiders, Cowboys, Commanders again, Patriots, Packers, Saints, Eagles, Rams, Eagles. Like I don't see a bankable win on that schedule
Yeah.
considering what they are and what they look like. So it's going to be really tough. Whew. Luckily for the Giants, they're only really committed to Daniel Jones for this year and next year. So I guess that's the positive spin on it.
Happy, what up? Picked up Nick Chubb. I mean, if he's available in Dynasty, yeah. I mean, you see what happens next year. They said he could be coming back, for next year. I mean, it wasn't as bad as we thought it was. So, Brad, what up, Brad? Dolphins, Niners, Bills are free money lines this week, I feel like.
Ooh, that's interesting. I'm gonna take
That's
a
my
look at.
hammers.
Yeah, I'm gonna
He's got
take a look.
a nine pick parlay with those three teams in it.
That is going for the gusto, Brad. I love it. So really quick, I bet hockey last night, bro. I hit 6 out of 7, and I was so upset in the morning.
Mm.
6 out of 7 in hockey last night. But go back to the teams that he has. He has Miami,
He's got
Buffalo.
Miami, Niners, and Buffalo.
Yeah, Miami against Carolina. Miami is -14. Woo. Uh, That's crazy. Buffalo is minus 15.5. And what is San Fran? San Fran playing against Cleveland without Deshaun, minus 9.5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are free money lines. I would agree with that. You're not going to get much, so I see why you have 9 picks on your parlay. The money line isn't great for those specific teams, but hey, listen, man, Brad, best of luck to you. And after Sunday, hit me up and hit up the show and let us know how you did. I think we're on Tuesday, I believe. When we come back Tuesday, let me know how you did.
We've got Gibbs out again, so Monty going to be the
Mm-hmm.
only guy in that backfield again. Maybe Craig Reynolds gets a couple touches, but not worth playing. You've got Amon-Ra St. Brown back, so he's
Yep.
looking like he's going to return, which is big. And then you've got JMO now playing his second game. So does he start to get more involved? Because he wasn't very involved last week at all.
No, and also Sam Laporta is questionable. It looks like Sam Laporta is going to play, but just keep an eye out on Laporta because if Laporta doesn't play, I think Jameson Williams becomes a much better play if Laporta doesn't play. So keep an eye out on that.
That's true as well. Josh Reynolds could be also. Alex, what up? Hammer, do you have the Five Below AirPods in again?
Why? You can't hear me? It
Is
could be because I'm congested and I have a little bit of a nasal issue, so that's why I probably sound a little different. But these are not the Five Below AirPods; they are the Apple state of the art AirPods. But
the
yeah,
art, he said.
I might sound a little nasally because I've been kind of under the weather today.
Ray said he traded for Cook today. Okay, so now he's got Saquon, Monty, Cook, Wilson, and McLaughlin. Okay, I heard P. Ryan is hurt now, so definitely want to keep Jaleel, and wide receiver core is still solid. Yeah, I like it.
Jalil's been good, man. He looks really good, even in a bad offense. He's
Like it.
explosive. Yeah, he's explosive. I
Oh, I
tried to
mean,
pick him up.
this is why in Dynasty, why we say any player on a roster you should be trying to stash on your bench.
Running back.
Any
Yep.
running back, because this is what happens, or taxi squad in this situation. A lot of people had McLaughlin on the taxi squad. So, Demercado, same kind of thing. I mean, these are players that are deep, that are basically not even getting drafted in your rookie drafts that, afterwards you can stash on the bench. All these guys now having opportunities, even if they're playing 1 week, 2 weeks, whatever it is, you're able to trade them for a third round pick, a fourth round pick, something, anything. So
Hell yeah.
yeah, it's just one of those perfect examples. McLaughlin, Hawkinson should get more targets since JJ will be out for a while.
Hawkinson and Addison. Hell yeah.
I would hope Hawkinson and Addison kind of get a lot more targets. I know Addison, I think, had his best game last game, so we'll see what happens going forward. You would think so. Or do we try and run a little bit more now? I mean, that hasn't really worked much. South C, would you start Ahmed over Madison? No, I'm not starting Ahmed over Madison.
Nah, I wouldn't do that either. Madison might get some more work as well.
Did they? Huh?
I'm saying Madison might get some additional receiving work as well.
Where's Jeff? Yeah. Is Jeff Wilson definitely back yet or no? Is that why all right, doubtful to make debut. Okay, so Ahmed is gonna be the guy coming up. I don't think so. I think Mostert is gonna get most of it. I mean, I'd still start Madison just based on that he's gonna get the majority of the work. So who are the Dolphins playing, Hammer?
Giant. No, they're playing home against Carolina.
Yeah, they're playing Carolina. So I mean, it is a good matchup, but would you play Ahmed over Madison?
No,
I don't think I want to. I think I want to play Madison against Chicago.
no, I wouldn't.
Yeah, we'll roll with Madison there. South Sea. Would you guys believe I am 1-4? Ah, man, second in points scored though. Okay, I mean, listen, sometimes shit like that happens. Lost every week due to one player booming, questioning every move at this point. I mean,
Stick with the course, Alex. At this point, you have to stick with the course because eventually things will kind of swing in your favor. And the beautiful thing about your situation is if you stack up 2 or 3 wins because you have so many points, you'll be able to make up that ground very quickly. So I don't know, especially in your league. I know most leagues standard the tiebreaker is the points for. So if that is how your league is run, and you say you win the next 2 weeks, you'll move up quickly. So I would stay the course at this point. But if there are any kind of little tweaks or things you need to make, then go for it. But if you're scoring points, there's not a whole lot else you can do. You can't play fantasy defense, that's for sure.
my bad. Sitting Barkley under no circumstances. Starting lineup is Jalen Hurts, Waddle, Olave, Monty, James Cook, Hawkinson, Metcalf, Fairburn at kicker, and Eagles D. It's pretty solid.
Monty and James Cook, yeah, absolutely. That's
I
safe
like it,
enough
right?
to yeah, that's safe enough to go with sitting Barkley down for sure.
Jamar Chase, Cup, and Tyreek all over 87.5. Lions -3, Vikings money line, Seahawks and Bengals over 44.5, and those three money lines. Okay, that was the rest of
His parlay, I like
his
that.
parlay. 25 to win 1,400. I like it.
Solid. Go for the gusto, Brad. Love
I
that.
like it, bro. The way McLaughlin runs the ball kind of reminds me of Eckler. Listen, Eckler was an undrafted
Yeah,
guy.
he came out of nowhere.
So,
Yeah, for sure.
sometimes that's where now this is what happens where all of a sudden opportunity comes because of injuries and you make a name for yourself. But Jay, what up, Jay?
Jay, what it do?
What's good, brother? Foot Legends in the house. What up, Foot Legends? Lineup is Golf, Mostert, Pierce, Evans, Terry Laporta, Nico, Niners, Jake Moody. Any tips? I have Barkley, so I'm gonna put him in for Pierce.
Well, you got to see if Barkley's actually going to play.
Yeah,
That's
just make
the
sure Barkley's gonna play. Obviously, first off, but let's just say he does play. He is gonna play.
so the Giants play. Giants play Sunday night, so that's risky. Pierce plays at 1 o'clock
It is risky. We're gonna have to see what happens or what we hear tonight if we know he's a
tomorrow as
definite go or
well.
not.
Yeah,
So yeah, you might have to play it safe with Pierce, but it's too early now. We don't know enough yet. So wait till we hear what's happening tomorrow, if there's any news that comes out, and it's Sunday morning, and then
I'll be honest. I think considering the state of the Giants' offense and Barkley probably not being 100%, I think I'd roll with Pierce just to play it safe.
it's not like Pierce has been that good. So you might as well chase the upside, like
Yeah, but that's a
almost.
risky proposition to take zero. And foot legends,
Well, if he doesn't
what?
play, yeah, I'm saying if we know he's definitely gonna play.
Yeah, but it's a Sunday night game, so it's just that you're probably not going to know until game
No,
time.
no, I know. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Where
any
are you
other
in the standings? Like that matters as well.
yeah, I mean, any other tips? I mean, not really. I mean, the squad looks good. Just make sure Laporta's okay and he's gonna play as well. So just make sure these guys are gonna play. Brian, what up? Stuck with Devontae and Jacoby. This is the third time where I bench Myers, but ended up costing me again. Do I bench Adams over Myers? PPR? No.
You're not benching Devonte Adams. We're not doing that.
Is there somewhere else that you can put in Jacoby Myers? And if there's not, and you want to play both of them, which is absolutely fine, you're gonna have to make a trade or combine
Yep.
two guys, do a little 2-for-1, Jacoby plus, and go out and get a Jalen Waddle or somebody like that hasn't really produced as much as we like so far. Then you don't have to worry about that or playing, who you're playing every week. But you're never gonna sit Devontae to play Myers, right?
Agreed. No, under no circumstances are we doing that.
Hope Barkley gets traded.
They were talking about him possibly going to Buffalo.
That would be crazy. Buffalo, damn. I mean, they've been looking for a running back for a while now. So I mean, that would make sense. I mean, because we've always been saying that they need to get another weapon, right? It can't just be Stephon Diggs. So, yeah, if they were to get Saquon, that would be that would be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That would be crazy. That makes sense though too. And what about T. Higgins also? I mean, T. Higgins is going to be wounded up going somewhere next season, right? I mean, is
Yep.
it the Chiefs? Is it the Bills? Is it? I know Carolina said they want a number one wide receiver, right? I mean, where's he going to go?
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Reese said Downs, Cooper, Foreman, or Ahmed in the flex. We've got no Deshaun. Downs was actually really good with Minshew. I think I'm going to go Downs here. It's either Downs or Foreman.
Yeah. Cleveland has a terrible matchup. San Francisco, man, on the road. I mean, at home, but yeah, Minshew could sling it around, and Jacksonville hasn't exactly been lighting it up. I think Josh Downs is a pretty solid play here.
Yeah, I mean, what was he last game? I mean, 6 of 6, 97 yards. Okay, let's go Downs.
And Minshew could sling it around, so
Let's go Downs. Picked up Fairbairn. Okay, I think I picked him up also in one league. He's tied for second most fantasy points amongst kickers. Feel pretty good. Hasn't had a bad game yet. Yeah.
that's the kicker for Houston, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
Houston's been really good offensively, so for sure.
Here we go. Tyler said Logan, Thomas, or Ingram.
Logan Thomas has been actually not terrible. I think I'd still go Evan Ingram here, but let me just take a look at some specifics. Logan Thomas, currently tight end 11 in full PPR. Uh, yeah, Logan Thomas has been pretty solid. 2 touchdowns, coming off an 11 target game.
I just think we're chasing points. Like Atlanta
Yeah,
defense has been pretty good.
I agree.
So I think I'm gonna go with Ingram.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Ingram as well. He's just a bro. He has 8 targets in 4 consecutive games.
Mm.
Go with Ingram here.
Yeah, and don't forget last game. I mean, they were getting blown, and they didn't even run the ball at all in the second half. Like, so they threw a ton of times. So yeah, give me Ingram. Ray said he picked up a defense. Tampa Bay against the Falcons because the Eagles are playing against the Dolphins. The Bucks have had these points 9, 18, 5, and 15. All
The
right,
Eagle,
yeah.
the,
I mean,
the Eagles are not playing the Dolphins. The Dolphins are playing
next.
Carolina.
I think he said next week.
Oh, next week. Next week.
Next
Oh,
week.
gotcha.
Next week.
Okay. Okay. Um. Yeah, I mean, I'm not. Defenses are very volatile, especially in those redraft team defenses. I pretty much stream it on a week to week basis. You could, I don't, anything crazy can happen. So yeah, I'm fine with that. It's just, one week they could give you 15, the next week they could give you 0. So it's just it fluctuates. So definitely play the matchups there. I don't have a problem with that.
3-2 most points scored for Legend said, okay.
Okay.
Second best team is 5-0. Yeah, I mean sometimes it just happens that way. So you traded away Moss for James Cook. Wow. Okay. Good
That's
for
a dub.
you. Shit.
That is an absolute dub.
Definitely that's a dub. Well then Tucker like Folk for I would say if you don't want to play the kicker you usually play, or if it's a bye week or something like that, I mean, check the matchup and then check the weather, check if they're playing in a dome or not. I mean, pick somebody that's got a good situation. So
Ravens on a bye.
Fairbairn's been awesome. I don't think so. Are they?
Yeah.
Saquon possibly
No,
to
no, no, no.
Baltimore. That would be nuts too.
Rav-
Damn. Baltimore?
Ravens are Ravens are playing Tennessee. Yeah, that would be crazy too. I heard that. I heard that a little bit.
I can see that. I can see that. Yep, Ravens. Okay. Okay. I like that. You guys think Deontay Johnson becomes wide receiver one at Pitt? I mean, he's always been the wide receiver one. I don't think that's changed, even though Pickens has been good lately. I mean, Deontay hasn't been there, but what do you think, Heimer?
I mean, clearly he is the best total receiver on that, or most complete receiver on that team. The thing that's just pissing me off is there's just not a consistent enough volume on that. I don't know how the Steelers are 3-2. I have no fucking clue. Like
Because
no,
they're
none,
always
no clue. Mike Tomlin is the top three coach in the league. You can argue he's number one just because it seems like he gets every ounce of juice out of that orange for that particular Pittsburgh Steelers team. So yeah, I mean when he comes back, you're gonna want him in your lineup. Now Pickens has been good. Like he's been solid, and he's had a couple weeks where he went boom. So Pickens has the capability, and he's getting some shine because Deontay's out. But when Deontay comes back, you got to believe he's going to slot in as that number one.
I mean, the last three seasons, 144, 169, 167 targets. I mean, Deontay's a target hog. He's an awesome route runner. I mean, he's still the wide receiver one. Pickens is still going to get his, but I don't think he's overtaking Deontay as far as targets are concerned. Um, Ray said he picked up Logan Thomas in his other league. He's sitting on Waller. Okay, Thomas had 11 targets. He did, Tyler. He did have 11 targets, but Sam Howell also threw the ball 51 times, and they didn't run a running play in the second half. So I don't think that's going to be the case against Atlanta. I don't know if you feel any different, Hammer, but
Logan Thomas has been, to be honest, I forgot he was even playing like early in the season. I was like, oh shit, Logan Thomas. I haven't heard that name in a while because he's been hurt and he's had all the issues. I believe the concussion issues he's gone through. So, but yeah, I'm still going to Evan Ingram here. If you look at Evan Ingram's targets, they don't fluctuate. He's consistently in the 8 target range. So he's going to provide the safer floor.
yeah, I just don't expect Howell to throw the ball 50 times against Atlanta, but we'll see what happens. Played Pacheco. There you go. Off to a good start.
Pacheco's been
Downs or
really good.
yeah, Downs or Flowers. That's a good one.
So the Ravens are playing Tennessee in London.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what Odell's status is. That is a very good one. I think I'd still lean Zay Flowers, but
Mm-hmm.
man, Downs was impressive with Minshew out there, and Downs has been solid this season. Not terrible, but I think Zay Flowers has a higher upside here.
Yeah, I'm going with Flowers too. I mean, against the Tennessee defense, they're not great against the pass. Good against the run, but not great against the pass. So yeah, give me Zay
Yeah.
Flowers, Reese. Tingley in the building. What up, Tingley? I was thinking trading Golf, Terry Laporta, and Mostert for Lamar Pacheco and Brown and Goddard. Someone sent it to me. AJ Brown? What Brown is that? AJ? Golf, Terry Laporta, Mostert, Lamar, Pacheco, Brown, Goddard.
So breaking this bad boy down, right? This is a pretty even swap in terms of position. Do you
I
want
guess
Lamar
so.
or you want Lamar or you want Goff?
I want Lamar's side in general. I just want the whole side. I think, yeah, you're right. Lamar over Golf, right?
Yeah,
Um,
I don't know. I mean, on the surface, yeah, because of the rushing upside and all that good stuff.
All
But Jared Goff's been on fire.
right, so if anything, it's a push
Okay,
at worst, whatever.
Lamar with
You've
the upside.
got Laporta and Godert. I mean, rather have
Laporta.
Laporta, right? You've got Pacheco and Mostert. Rather Mostert, but Pacheco's been fucking really good lately. And
And he
then you get
seems
AJ Brown over Terry. I mean, I think the AJ Brown puts it over the top. The Lamar upside. Pacheco's been awesome, and Godert's going to be hit or miss, but whatever. Yeah, I'll take Lamar's side.
oh man. The Lamar side has the higher upside, no doubt about it.
That's what we
So
going with, baby.
if that's what you're going for, then you could do that. But Goff's been really good. Laporta, obviously, I've been raving about him since the start of the season. Mostert, we know what he is. He's going to be top 12-ish by the time the year's over, or stay in that top 12-ish. So yeah, if you want to chase the upside, that's kind of what this trade looks like it's about.
Rhino in the house. What up, Rising Rhino? Appreciate you, man. As always, coming in. Song, what up? Ingram or Foreman?
Ugh, I don't know.
I think I'm
You're
gonna go Foreman just on the simple fact that he's the only running back in the backfield, and they are going against Minnesota, where Ingram, who I do like over Demercado, I think that will be a little more split. Where
right,
I think Foreman kind of gets a lot of the work.
right.
So yeah, I'm gonna go Foreman, but that's still kind of close though. Dingley said, "Drop one, Janu or Joku." Struggling at tight end. Someone keeps hoarding the tight end and won't trade. Bro, if you play Janu every week, I mean, what's the problem?
Tight end 13. Yeah, you're
I
dropping.
mean, what's the
You drop.
difference between tight end 13 and tight end 8?
Yeah, no, But Joku's tight end 24, and the quarterback play has been pretty bad. So for this particular one, I would drop Njoku and just run Janu out there like each week, like you said. There's not Janu's been
Janu is
really good.
Janu is tight end 8 in fantasy points per game right now. So just play Janu and don't look back. I mean, it's going to be up and down. It's going to be hit
Hmm.
or miss, but so is all of these other guys. It's the same exact thing, you know? Guys are going to have big games every once in a while, but then it's followed by 4 or 5 shit games. I mean, that's just always what happens. So if you
Put it
don't
like
have one
this.
of those top few
Yeah.
guys, then just you take whoever's there.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, Janu's been consistent. It's not even like he's really been fluctuating that much. He's been
Yeah.
good and consistent, so that's kind of what you're looking for. If you could get any consistency from that tight end position, he's in double figures every week since week one. He's averaging like 7-ish targets a game. So
Mhm.
why wouldn't you roll with that?
I know. Richard coming in with the Rhino. What up? Mirror Draws. Hopefully I said that right. Ghost Wolf. What up, guys? Appreciate y'all tuning in. Gamer saying what up to the Raiders. Smash that like, guys. Smash that subscribe if you're new. Having some fun in here. Throw any questions in the chat as we get to this week 6. Damn, man, we are
Flying.
flying through almost halfway there, I guess you can say, right?
Yeah, week 7, completion of week 7 would be the midway point.
Mm-hmm. Showing streamers some love on this Friday night. Appreciate you, Rhino.
We love that.
Yeet man, would you guys drop Demercado for Tank?
No, I'm not doing that just because it looks like ETN has really put a stranglehold on that running back situation in Jacksonville. I think Democado at least has, as you said with Keontae, he's at least going to be in a 50-50 split for the time being. ETN is the guy, the way he's been playing. Tank Bigsby, not so much.
I mean, I think it depends what you need. I mean, if you need somebody to start like right now for the next few weeks, then yeah, it absolutely has to be Demercado. It can't be Tank. But if you don't need that, if Demercado's just going to sit on your bench and you're never going to play him because you have other running backs that you're going to fill in on the bye weeks and injuries, then in that case, I want to hold Tank because I think Tank obviously just has a lot more upside unless Cantor Ingram wants to get hurt again. So I think depending on that situation, that's kind of what you want to do. So if you need to play him, then absolutely. Eatman, also a Steelers fan. Okay, we got some Steelers fans in here. Yeah, for Legends was talking about AJ. So yeah, I'll definitely take the AJ side, man. I'll definitely take the AJ side. Pacheco does have a juicy schedule.
And the interesting thing, remember that first week against the Lions where we thought Pacheco was the guy and it was CEH getting the first carry, and we're all just like, "Fuck off, Andy Reid, what is going on?" But
Mm-hmm.
ever since that game, really, Pacheco has dominated the backfield touches for the most part. You get your McKinnon every now and again, especially down by the goal line, but Pacheco has put a stranglehold on that backfield. So you got to feel comfortable locking Pacheco in on a week in week out basis.
I mean, he's in the high end RB2. I mean, he's up there. He's getting the work. I mean, McKinnon hasn't been getting as much work. You see a little bit less of CEH, so he's been solid, and they've been throwing the ball too. So I mean, they've
6
kind of
targets
been they've kind
yesterday
of been like not rushing as many guys on Mahomes and like putting everybody
in
in
coverage.
coverage, and like he has to throw underneath, and like there's a lot of times where he's just kind of holding the ball instead of just getting rid of the quick and getting the 5-6 yards, like how Drew Brees used to basically do it. Like I
Hmm.
feel like I keep seeing him not make that move where he should be making those quick throws a lot more. But yeah, I like Pacheco. He's doing his thing. Bucks or Lions D reset.
Let's look at the schedule. Lions. Oh, they play each other.
Okay. So Bucks or Lions D.
Oh, Lions D.
Yeah, I'll take the Lions D too. I'll take the Lions D too.
Aiden Hutchinson is a dude.
He's a
He
beast.
he's a dude. Oh man, that guy's awesome.
Quandor, what up, Quandor? What up, guys? Looking to trade Ridley, a good running back to go after for him. I mean, in that range of Ridley, what are we talking? I don't know if you can get a Monty.
That was the exact person I was gonna say. Monty. Literally the exact person I was thinking of.
He's kind of in that range. I think it's more of like who needs a wide receiver in your league and then get a running back in that range, in that tier. So Monty, I mean, maybe even Pacheco, but that's going to be tough after the game he just had. So, um, Byron, a Swift,
I'll be honest. If you would have thought if you were thinking about trading Ridley,
Pollard.
the best time would have been maybe like 2 weeks ago. You could have got a Barkley or an Eckler potentially with those guys being hurt. So that would have been maybe a better time to take advantage of the buy low ish
How about a
on some
Barkley
current
now?
guys. What?
You could try for a Barkley now if you
Yeah.
need a running back.
Yeah.
If you could spare Ridley and get Barkley, grab that
Absolutely.
upside, right?
For sure.
Jew, what up, Jew? 18. Okay, 18 PPR, 1 and 4 so far. Injuries hurt. Yeah, tell me about it. Any thoughts for players I should seek out? Burrow and Richardson, Achan, Mostert, ETN, Hall, and Gibbs, Evans, Puka, McLaurin, and JMO, Kelsey. 1 and 4 and an 8 team.
I would imagine this is a super flex because he's given us his quarterbacks, both of them, right? Or
I
maybe
don't
it could be
even
one
know.
quarterback.
Could be.
Well, I think you're okay at running back with ETN and Hall now,
And Mostert. So
and Mostert. Yeah, you could. I mean, Burrow looks like he's coming around. He had a monster game, and they said he's pretty much recovered from the calf. He didn't have an injury designation this week, which is fantastic. Um,
It only really upgrade at wide receiver, but what do we? How do we do that?
you can't move a Rich at this point.
Nope.
You can't. I mean, you could move. You could move the combination of Achan and Mostert if you want to upgrade. I don't know if you want to do that, but that would be maybe you could package both of those guys. That would be intriguing to some team that needs RB help.
Or that is winning right now that can wait for Achan to come back. Or maybe there's a wide receiver that isn't really playing well. I mean, I don't know. I keep saying Jalen Waddle, but is there anybody who other than Jalen Waddle who
Hollywood. Not, I don't know about Hollywood just because
no.
he doesn't have enough upside. Devonta Smith might be in that range.
Yeah, he just had a bad game. Yeah. That's a good idea. I mean, or you could just roll with Evans. I mean, is he? I don't know if he's back. I think it's what is he? One more week.
Trying to think who else
for week 6. Okay, he's got no injury destination, so he's totally back now, Evans.
And I think Evans will be productive.
So do you just roll with Evans and Puka? I mean, McLaurin ain't giving you Jack. JMO ain't giving you Jack. Maybe try and move Evans into Achan Mostert. You know, upgrade from there.
If I'm moving Evans, Achan, and Mostert, I'm going for Augusto. I'm going for like AJ Brown or something like that.
Yeah,
you might not get it, but
Amon-Ra. Let's go for anybody in that tier, really. But you got to find a team that needs running backs.
Yep.
That's really what you got to look for because that's the only way you're getting it done. Tyler said Pittman or Davis. Davis has scored in 4 straight games. Oh, Gabe Davis, yeah. He scored a touchdown in 4 straight games. Obviously, that's not going to continue. I mean, that'd be obviously some kind of craziness, but he's playing on a great offense, so
and they are playing the Giants.
Good. So it could. I don't know. What are we doing? Pittman or Davis?
Whew. We hate Gabe Davis, but he's been out there doing his thing. Pittman has the London. Oh no, I'm lying. Pittman at Jacksonville. With Minshew mania. Yeah, man, give me the upside with Gabe Davis here. Fuck it. I mean, Minshew does sling it around, but against the Giants, Gabe Davis could catch a bomb.
He could. I mean, that's a tough thing about Gabe Davis. It's like you got to play him every week, pretty much. Like, I mean, this is the week he comes down. I'm playing Pittman.
Okay.
I'm playing Pittman. You can make the argument for either or, but I'll go with Pittman, man. Joku has the best schedule final 8 games of the season. I love me some Joku. I have him in a ton of leagues.
He may have the best schedule, but that Deshaun Watson injury does not bode well for Njoku.
Well, maybe not for right now, but going forward, I mean, they're at least resting him. He's not playing through it, injuring it, re-aggravating it. So
true.
Let him rest it for now. Luke said Henry, JT, or Hollywood full PPR.
I think that they said they're working Jonathan Taylor in slow.
Yeah.
The Henry thing is interesting. They're playing Baltimore in London or Arizona against the Rams. You don't see, the thing is, you don't want to sit Henry and then he has one of those monster games.
All they got to do is get to the goal line or just one run. All it takes is one rumble.
Yeah, give me Derrick Henry here, but Hollywood. Listen, I picked up Hollywood. I ended up trading him, but I picked Hollywood up in the off season in our home league, and he slotted in perfectly as my wide receiver 3. And Hollywood's been doing work. Like let's call it what it is, but I think you're still going Derrick Henry here.
Yeah, I mean he's had 10 targets the last 2 games. He's got
And
3
3 out of
games of
4,
10 targets.
3
3 out of
touchdowns.
5 of 10 targets, 61 yards, a touchdown. He did have a drop last week too, so he could have had a little bit more. But he did score the tutty. I mean, they're a team that's been down that they've got to throw. I mean,
You know what? Give me Hollywood here. I'm
I'm
taking
just
Hollywood. I'm taking Hollywood. Yep. Full PPR. Give me Hollywood.
oh shit. Yeah, I mean, that's tough. Full PPR, yeah. Maybe it is Hollywood. Maybe it is. Against the Rams?
That doesn't bother me.
No, I'm
We've
not
set.
saying it bother. I'm saying that's a good it's a good matchup,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
A good matchup.
Yep.
Yeah, let's go Hollywood. I know that might sound crazy, but we're gonna go Hollywood. Fuck it. We're going Hollywood. Dynasty PPR. What up, Luke? If we're drafting for next season, would you take Madison or Ramondre? I would take neither.
I knew you were gonna say that.
I'm not drafting either of them in Dynasty.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
If it's a startup, I'm not drafting either.
I
Are
tend to
you?
agree. No, 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 no.
Going
Thank
right
you.
past them. Not doing it. Luke said start one. Well, let me not say that. Depending what round. We're not taking them at any point early. Like that's like no RB strategy. I'll take, Madison in like the fucking 10th. But Luke says Derrick Henry, JT, or how we did that one, my bad. Jokic or Embiid. Scrappy. I don't know why I gotta start your shit, bro.
Yeah.
Chuba or Foreman. We got Miles Sanders out.
Yep, Miles
Miles
Sanders
Sanders
is
out.
out. Yeah, give me Chuba.
Ooh, is it Chuba? Who do they got? I know you
At
said it a
Miami.
bunch of times at Miami. Oh yeah. Yeah, because you get Chuba in the pass game. Man, but Foreman, I mean the Vikings. Give me Chuba. Give me Chuba. Start 2. Henry, Mixon, JT, Hollywood. Shit.
PPR, it's got to be Hollywood as one of the locks here.
All right, so let's go Hollywood and Mixon. With the PPR, I mean,
Yeah, give me Hollywood and Henry here.
who's the Bengals playing?
Home against Seattle.
Yeah, I'll still take Mixon. Give me Mixon and Hollywood. Kev, what up, Kev? Start Tua or Herbert in the super flex spot. Damn, bro.
Who do you have? He has to have Patrick Mahomes as his QB1 or Joe Burrow maybe.
Tua or Herbert.
That's a tough one. That is a tough one. Give me Justin Herbert. Who the Chargers play?
They play the boys.
Oh, they do play them boys
Yeah.
on Monday night.
Yeah.
Tua has a much better matchup, but they could run the Panthers out of the building.
They could.
Give me Herbert here.
Quick. That's the tough part. But is Tua going to be the reason why they're running them out the building? Is he just wound up completing some passes and, shit. I'll go Tua. I'm going Tua.
I'll take Herbert here.
All right. I could dig it. London or Madison in the flex spot?
I think I like Drake London here.
A good one because I do like London. Do like London this week. So yeah, give me London.
London on the
One
track.
QB. Oh, okay. That was from the other question. Appreciate you. Luke said he'd start Madison. I mean, I can't complain because the matchup is good. And they did lose. We did lose JJ. So, do we rely a little bit more on the run? I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see. Thanks, guys. Drew said he's tried selling A-Chain and Mostert but not together. Yeah, try and do it together because then at least
the value is
it's
there.
kind of like a 2-for-1-ish. And they could feel comfortable. They can start somebody now. They don't have to
And
wait
have
for
a
somebody to come back,
yep.
right? So, yeah, got Cup and Puka. Y'all keeping both, or who you trading away?
I'm keeping both of them.
Right.
You can run both of those guys out there, as we've seen by last week. The key is Matthew Stafford playing at a high level and being able to get the ball to both of these guys. I'm keeping both of them unless somebody blows you away with a trade offer. And also, do you need anything else on your team? I don't know if Tingley gave us his the rest of his roster, but if you're in good position, I don't see any reason not to keep both of them. And listen, Cooper Kupp is an older receiver. He could re-injure. He could get re-injured. So from that standpoint, I'm keeping both of these guys unless I get blown away with an offer.
I would say you should feel comfortable of them probably both finishing top 24. At least top 24. I think so.
I think they'll both finish top 15 for the rest of this season, like from last week, obviously on.
They could. I'll just put it in, the floor range of probably a low end RB2, wide receiver 2. At the lowest, you know what I mean? At the lowest. But I can think I'm with you there. I think they could possibly finish top 15. We'll see. We'll see how that offense keeps running. George said, what's up? He's got Kenneth Walker. Do you think should I add Charbonnet in case Walker injures? I mean, it's always nice, right? I would have to drop Jameson or Quentin.
I think I'm holding on to Quentin. Jameson, JMO, I would drop first if you want to go that route. So yeah, I think you could drop JMO and pick up Charbonnet.
Yeah, I think I'm with you there. If I have to drop one of them, I'll drop JMO because Quentin could be a big part of that offense. God forbid there's another injury, or if some chance he takes over, that second slot. But yeah, I'm okay with dropping JMO to get Charbonnet because if Kenneth Walker goes down, at least you got the next man up and you've got another
You're there.
productive running back, which is going to be a lot more important than Jameson is going to be to your team. So
For
sure. Try and get Joku back, but I needed to drop one of them to pick up an RB to stream. I mean, that's fine. I mean,
Jonu's been
tight ends are
good.
tight ends.
And Jonu's been
grab what
good,
you
man.
can, man.
Yeah.
Grab what you can, bro. Chasers, what up? Non-PPR, would you start Breece Hall over Ayuk or Ridley?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would.
I would too. Yeah.
Breece Hall's
Which
been
one?
fucking awesome. I think it's Ayuk and Ridley, or Ayuk or Ridley. If I had to pick one, I would sit Ayuk. I think Ridley has the higher path to a wide receiver 1 week.
I think so too. That's a tough one, but yeah, you have to play Breece Hall. You can't not play Breece Hall. You've got to
Right.
figure out who else you're sitting because Breece Hall, you're not sitting. After
Tell us
170 yards, how are you going to sit that man?
Tell us how you really feel.
Start Tua or Fields, George said.
Ooh. Fields playing the Vikings. Tua playing Carolina.
Fields could do what Tua's going to get just by even like rushing, I feel like. I mean,
and that could be a more competitive game as well.
Well, even if it's not, that I don't think the Bears are going to kill the Vikings. I could be wrong, but even in that case, Justin Fields is still going to run, right?
Yeah, you can make that argument. I don't like Justin Fields at all. Fuck that guy. Give me Tua here.
I don't like him either as a quarterback, but fantasy's fantasy.
No, fuck all Fields. Give me Tua here.
All right. Josh Allen is okay. Josh Allen was his QB1. Yeah, that's awesome.
That is fantastic.
That's pretty sick. Thoughts on picking up the Browns defense, dropping the Lions. That game's the lowest overall points on DraftKings. The Browns game.
Wait, the Browns are playing San Francisco. No, why would you do that? No, take the Lions defense here.
Yeah, I'm not playing the Browns defense for sure. I
No,
mean,
not against San Fran.
the Browns defense is good, but I mean, it is the 49ers, so I'd rather just probably just play the Lions against the Bucks. I mean,
I
because
would
the
as
Bucks
well.
don't have a great offense, so at least you don't got
And
to worry about CMC going for 4 or 5 tutties, you know?
and Baker Mayfield is turnover prone. So
That's true too. That's true too. Leo, what up? Should I start Saquon or Damian Pierce this week?
we had something similar to this, and we don't know if Saquon's going to play, and he plays Sunday night. So you got to really make that decision Sunday morning what you want to do. It's tough. We had this question and we kind of said, "Hey, listen, are you in a position where you could take the risk? Are you 4-1? Are you 5-0? Something like that. You want to take the risk with Barkley? That's fine. If you're 2-3 or 1-4 and you really need the win, then you got to go with Pierce here.
Or do you need the upside in Saquon? I mean, do
But
you
there,
have to
there
take
is
the chance?
there is no upside if he doesn't play.
If he doesn't, yeah.
Which I'll
That
be
is
honest
great
with you,
too. So.
because they're playing Buffalo, no Daniel Jones. I don't think Saquon trots out there for that slaughter that's about to
Yeah,
happen.
maybe he takes one more week off, but don't forget, I mean, he does have incentives tied in the contract, so maybe he does want to go out there. I don't know.
I don't think it's
Just saying.
he's already missed some games. I don't think that's a factor at this particular point. To be honest with you, I think him being fully healthy is the biggest factor.
Yeah.
So I played Damian Pierce. I wouldn't feel great about it, but yeah.
Browns is a sleeper pick. Yeah, I mean, it could
Woo.
be, but do you want your fantasy week to depend on that? If you want to make a bet, then sure, but
Yeah, I think the Lions have a better path to get you some fantasy points.
Devonta Smith or Waddle for the rest of the season.
I feel like that's a push because they're in the exact same situation. They're both playing on good offenses. They're both really high upside guys, but they're both the clear number twos on their team to stud number one wide receivers. So I think it's a flip of a coin. I do think that Jalen Waddle plays on the more efficient offense right now because the Eagles haven't been great offensively. And the Eagles have been running the ball more. Give me Jalen Waddle here.
Yeah, I mean Devonta is going to be up and down, but I do see Waddle kind of getting on track. Hopefully, anyway. I mean, he had 10 targets last game. He's been a little bit banged up, and then they kind of blew out a couple teams, so it's been a little bit
Up and
weird.
down.
But
Yeah.
I think you can go either way. They're very very similar, but they're both going to get you upset in the same way. So. um, yeah, give me Waddle. Because at least they throw the ball a ton more. Like the one thing about the Eagles is like they don't throw the ball a ton. So I mean they do
Right.
get high value targets, they do score touchdowns, so that kind of vaults them up. But at the same time, they're really not getting a ton of volume. So
Yep.
yeah, give me Waddle. We've got Cowboys, CD Lamb, I guess a little bit upset with Dak, if you heard. I mean, apparently
Mhm.
they're fine and they talked or whatever, but CD admitted that he was frustrated during last game.
And he should be, and so was I. Because CD kind of fucked me where I needed him to have, just have a CD Lamb night, 8 catches
Mhm.
on 10 targets for 90 yards and a touchdown, and all was right in the world. Dak Prescott, man, what is going on?
I don't know. I mean, he's never been a guy to throw a crazy amount of intos. I mean, the last 2 years, yeah, but before that, I mean, he was never like a high into kind of guy.
Could be in his head now.
Could be. Could be. You got Calvin, CD, and Zay. Okay. You're good. Should I shoot for some more upside trades? Yeah, if you can upgrade Zay, maybe, but depending what you got on your bench, maybe you upgrade that. Otherwise, I mean, you could upgrade Ridley too if you want. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna depend on what you have on your bench. Depends on how high of a caliber player, how much you can tier up, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Undo PPR stuck between two choices: RB JT versus Jags or Brian Robinson versus the Falcons. Then for wide receiver, Olave versus the Texans or Jordan Addison versus the Bears. Appreciate you, Endu. What do we got, Hammer?
I'm going B Rob and Jordan Addison here. Thank you very much.
Man, the Falcons. Yeah, give me B Rob and Jordan Addison as well until we can see JT get a bulk of the carries. I think we should probably just play it safe. And listen, it might be this
This
game that
week.
comes out and all of a sudden he gets fucking 20 carries, but that's the risk that you're gonna have to take. So, can you take that risk or not? I think that's gonna depend on your matchup, depends on your team. But I think you should just probably play Brian Robinson and play it safe there.
So really quick, I'm looking at I'm looking at Jonathan Taylor's profile, and it said Jonathan Taylor to be ramped up in week 6. He saw 6 carries,
Okay.
and only 1 target.
Ramped
Most
up. Okay. Do we change that now to JT? I mean, Brian Robinson, pretty good Falcons defense. Do we just go with the upside? Say fuck it.
against Jacksonville, maybe.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean,
So
you could say that floors could be relatively similar, right? So why not go with the upside? Or again, you could just be like what I just said and say, hey, I'm going to wait for JT to actually get the majority of the carries before I do this. So,
but you don't want to miss that game, right? Because you might need it.
of course.
So yeah, I'll go Jonathan Taylor versus the Jags here. Even if he's up from 6 carries to 15 carries, then I feel
Mhm.
good about that, and maybe 3 or 4 targets in the passing game.
Yeah, and dude, that's exactly what I'm saying. It's like basically the floor is the same, so you might as well just chase the upside. So, again, it could backfire, but like you said, I mean, the floor is basically the same. So let's just chase the upside on it. We don't want to, like Hammer said, we don't want to miss that game. So let's just go for it. Like I said, you could also look at the other side and say, no, I'm going to wait. But I think if the other choice is Brian Robinson, let's just go for it, man. Let's go for it. Jelly of the month. What up, Jelly of the month? Half PPR Ferguson versus the Chargers on Monday night, or Ertz versus the Rams. Appreciate you, Jelly. Guys, smash that like for us. Smash that subscribe if you're new in here. Appreciate all y'all. Throw any questions you got in the chat.
That's a good one.
You got.
I'm leaning Jake Ferguson here, because I do think he bounces back. Zach Ertz has been pretty good, pretty consistent. But yeah, give me Jake Ferguson here. Brandon Cooks does not seem to be getting it done. And listen, even if Dak is having a bad game, he's still going to find Ferguson underneath. I like his involvement in the passing game, especially in short yardage and medium situations to go. So give me Jake Ferguson here.
Yeah, I'm taking Ferguson too against the Chargers for sure. Quentin, J-Mo, Charbonnet, Josh Reynolds, Josh Downs on the bench. There you go.
Not that bad.
Yeah, see if you can combine a JMO or Josh Reynolds or Josh Downs, any of those guys you can combine. See who needs some wide receivers. Try and make a trade. Not so sure Moss doesn't end up being the guy for another game or two. He could, but
Do you want to be that guy that misses
not missing.
Jonathan Taylor going 15 for 100 and a touchdown?
No,
You don't want
I'll probably I'll live with myself. Thoughts on Kendrick Bourne?
I don't have many. That New England offense stinks. Like it stinks right now.
Not
I
playing
think
him.
I think that long ago week 1 performance where he had 2 touchdowns on 11 targets is a distant memory at this point. There's way better options out there, or at least there should be way better options out there. Until Mac Jones and that Patriots offense prove that they can move the football with some regularity through the air, stay away from Patriot pass catchers.
Sure. Yes, Snuggles versus me in the listener league this week. Gonna put you to bed, bro.
You know, Diaz, I saw you played Rashee Rice last night, and I wasn't exactly thrilled when he started shaking loose. And of course, I benched Kadarius Toney, who scores the only touchdown for the Chiefs. So you know, it's just the way the world works these days for
Would you
me.
play
This
over him? Who'd you play over Tony?
bum ass Jerry Judy.
Yeah, I mean, I know we've been waiting for Judy to go off. That's a tough one. It's a tough one.
What was that
Yeah,
supposed to
Andrew
do?
said he'd feel a lot better with Robinson 30 points on the bench than
There
Taylor.
you
Yeah, I
go.
agree. I
There
agree.
you
Exactly. Exactly. Dynasty. Here we go.
go.
Kev, trade away JSN in a mid-second to get CD. Yeah, I'd do that. As much as I love JSN, if I could get CD for only adding a second, yeah, for sure. Give me CD.
Yeah, because you know Dak should be there. There's actually been some talk about Dak Prescott not getting the extension, but you got to imagine that they're
Doesn't
going
even
to keep
matter.
Dak. You got to imagine that they're going to. It does matter to me. I know it doesn't
Well, I'm
matter to
just
you.
saying, it's basically, I mean, in Dynasty, right? It's JJ, Chase, and fucking CD, AJ, and a few guys you can throw in there. I mean,
I agree with
if you
that.
don't have to spend a first and you can move up from JSN to CD, I mean, that's an easy smash in any format, I think.
I agree. I was just trying to play a little devil's advocate there.
I don't think you can on this one, bro.
That's funny.
I don't think you can. Adam said start one. Ferguson, Dotson, Bourne.
Fergie.
Wow, it's crazy how it's Ferguson and not Dotson right now. Lawrence as a QB. Should I trade for a better QB? If you could, I mean, it's one QB league, so it's hard to. You could probably find a better one on the on waivers right now. Just check it out.
Especially one
Preston, what's
QB
up,
league.
Preston? Do I trade JT and Zay Flowers away for Olave and Stroud? My current QBs are Love and Daniel Jones.
Then the answer would be yes.
Trade away JT and Flowers, you get Olave and Stroud. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You can't rely on Daniel Jones, and even Love has been,
He had
kind of
one
hit or
bad game.
missy.
He had one bad game. We'll start your shit.
So you're taking Stroud and Olave?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm taking Stroud and Olave too.
That's a good trade. I like that.
Pretty good trade. You can see the other side too. That's why. Appreciate you, Preston. Tingley said Mahomes owner offered Mandrews, AJ Brown for Kelsey. Y'all taking it? You get Mandrews and AJ Brown, and I know Mandrews hasn't been really like great, right?
He's been
But
okay.
no, kind of what we expected, I guess.
Let's see. Andrews. Mark Andrews currently tight end 5. Yeah, Andrews has been good. And you get AJ Brown.
But
Yeah.
you get an AJ Brown on top of it. I'm
Yeah.
fine with down tiering off of
Yep.
Kelsey to
Yep.
get
I
Andrews,
agree.
even though like he should be doing better than I can think. I think we expected him to be doing better than what he has been so far. But the last 2 games, I mean, he's gotten some good yardage. He had the 2 tutties 2 games ago, only on the 5 targets though.
Yeah.
But I like it. But yeah, that's a fine tier down if you're getting AJ Brown on top of it. I mean,
Fuck yeah, it
for
is.
sure, for sure. Be growing stuff. What it do? Half PPR, Zay Flowers or Nico in the flags
Yeah, this is Nico Collins here.
against New Orleans.
That Stroud is. I think Stroud is good. The New Orleans matchup doesn't bother me that much. Tank Dell is out.
Officially ruled out.
Yep. Yeah, I'm taking Nico. I'm taking Nico Collins here.
Taking Zay.
Sure.
I'm taking Zay. It's so close, but I like the matchup. I don't know. I just like the matchup. I feel like Collins is definitely the higher upside, and I feel like Zay will probably give you a pretty safe floor. So if you need to go for the upside, go with Nico. If you just want to go with the floor, I think you can go with Zay. So
Yeah.
your only saving grace is I have to start Whack Jones again. Oh, you got
Well, Diaz, you got like 17 quarterbacks. It's not like you can't make a choice.
Libra the God. What is up? Should I trade DJ Moore for Tua and Jefferson? 10-team PPR. I'm 2-3.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you're 2-3, can you wait for JJ to come back?
Yeah. I'm still doing that. I'm still doing
Who's
that.
your current quarterback? I guess. I mean, if Tua's upgrading for you, if you think you can possibly hold it out and still make the playoffs, I mean, then yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
Feel it. Appreciate you guys. Guys, smash that like for us and subscribe if you're new. Throw any questions y'all got in the chat. We will get to it. Current QBs are Love and Geno. Yeah. You definitely you definitely need it, but can you survive without,
For your
wide
wide
receiver in
receivers,
your
yeah.
lineup, without that DJ Moore production? That's gonna be the biggest question is can you survive? Or if you didn't have a chance to begin with and you're just saying, fuck it, I gotta make this trade just to try and see
Shake
if shit
shit up.
works.
Yep.
Shake it up. So XP, what is up? 3-7. Sold JSN and Howell for T. Higgins.
Hold on. How
Okay.
how are you 3-7? That doesn't make sense.
They probably play with the median or something like that.
Oh.
And a 24 mid first. Higgins and a 24 mid first, JSN and Howell. Okay, I'm okay with that. You get the first with Higgins to come off of JSN. I'll take that. Ranking team with A Rich and Kyler. Okay, I have a team like that too, actually. I got fucking A Rich, Kyler, and Joe Burrow, I think, in that league. Hello, Caleb. Yeah, there you go. You add Caleb right to it. So now you're having Caleb, A Rich, and Kyler. You're looking good. You got T. Higgins. You also got the mid first. So you're looking at possibly maybe another quarterback or a wide receiver. So I like it. You're in good shape there. I like the little T. Higgins in the first. I like that a lot. Yeah, median SXP said, right? Can't wait to put that pick up for sale. Yeah, put it up for sale or, hold it towards till the end of the season into the off season where it gains even more value. So, I would say don't be a rush to move it unless you're no, you're not in contention, you're tanking. So,
Mhm.
I would say don't even move it yet right now unless you can get something absolutely fire. I would just hold it and then wait. Because at least you give yourself more options, a little more flexibility in what could be available during the offseason. So Jacoby Myers and Amari would be the wide receiver 2 with Jefferson out. Thanks for answering. No, I appreciate you, Lieber. No problem, man. Yeah, I mean, you have Jacoby, you have Amari. I mean, Deshaun Watson's out right now, so you're gonna have to roll with Jacoby, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, if you could get he's what's his record?
Like 2-3, he said.
2-3. Jefferson's gonna come back, so you got to get through the next 4 games. Yeah, if you're 4-5 when you come out of this with Justin Jefferson on the other side, just go 2-2. I know it sounds easy, but like that's kind of what you're aiming for. If you could go 2-2 over the next 4 weeks without Justin Jefferson, and isn't he getting Olave as well? No, he's getting
No, no,
Tua.
no, no.
He's getting Tua,
Chua,
right?
Chua.
Tua should be able to make up for some of that production. So yeah, I like this trade.
Yeah, you're good with it, Lieber. DS said PJ Walker and Tyrod count as one QB. I don't even think it is one.
Come on, Mac Jones,
Shit.
turn it over like we know you can.
Bijan was getting crazy deals this year. What kind of trading power do you think the 101 will have this year? Pretty much anyone except Hurts, Allen, and Pat, right? I mean, yeah. I mean, I mean, with the team that you have, I would just take Caleb. I wouldn't even trade that pick, to be honest. Then you've got A-Rich, Kyler, and Caleb. You've got 3 QBs. You've got Kyler and A-Rich, who are more of like running QBs. So at least you have a third QB. You have the backup. You're saturated the market, so no one else has those guys. I mean, I would just take Caleb, and that's it. I wouldn't even put it up. I mean, you could at least and see what you can get for it. I mean,
People are crazy. We've seen people do crazy shit
but that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't do it now. Like I'd wait.
towards the draft. Yeah,
I'd
the
wait
season.
towards the draft to try and do that. Unless maybe if you could get a JJ, would you do it that? Would you do that? Or if you had automatic 101, we know it's definitely going to be the 101. You got a chance to buy Justin Jefferson. I guess it depends if you have quarterbacks or not. But even if you do, let's just say this is a situation. You've got A-Rich and Kyler. You taking Caleb, or are you just going to trade that pick for JJ?
You kind of need the quarterback.
Get JJ for that.
You kind of need the quarterback, but it really depends on what what you're feeling in that moment. So
Yeah, you'll pretty much have the power to get anybody, because Caleb's gonna be already in like the top 5-6 quarterbacks. Like I think by the time that time comes in the offseason and the draft and whatever team he goes to, if he goes to Minnesota with JJ, I mean, that'd be crazy. Wishful thinking, but I'm gonna do it. Thanks for the reassurance. I'm almost certainly gonna win this week, so I'll be 3-3. Okay, perfect.
No, I thought that. I don't know, for whatever reason, I thought that was Diaz saying that he's gonna beat me, because he is 2-3. So I'm like, oh, you're that sure, Diaz? All right.
Yes, he is. But yeah, no problem, Lieber. Appreciate you, man.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate you. Yeah, I think that's the. So I've got the 101 and the 102 right now in 2 leagues. I'm kind of hype about that. That was the ones I came off of Waddle. I came off of Hawkinson. Wound up just getting first. But boom. All right, what else was happening? What else were we going over? Hilo getting fined for the T-shirt underneath. That was pretty funny. We know Khalil Herbert's on IR already. There's no running backs there. We know Sanders is out. We went over that already. Trying to see if there's anything that we missed news-wise.
No, Jahmyr Gibbs out. We said Tank Dell is out. Make sure. Darren Waller also questionable. So if you got if you need a tight end, get Darren Waller up out of there.
XP, appreciate the insight. Prime's team looks like they're back on track right now. How do y'all feel about Shadir Sanders as an NFL starter? All hype. Interesting if he declares this year. So, from what I've heard, apparently, and I'm sure everybody else has heard the news, that he doesn't want to be number 2 to Caleb. He's the number. He has to be the number 1. So I don't know if he comes out this year. I don't know. I don't think that he does. Then there was also a report that somebody was saying that Sanders he's holding the ball too much, so that he's stat padding, so his completion percentage doesn't go down. So he's taking sacks and shit like that. But I don't know. I haven't looked into him crazy much yet, because we don't know if he's going to be coming out yet or not. It is still a little bit early, but he's definitely be up there in the conversation of probably the top 5-ish that are coming out. So yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see as we get closer to the end of the college season, and then once the new year hits, then we really start getting heavy into what's going to go on with college. So I'll be interested to see if he does stand on that ground, because if you're the number 2 pick, what difference does it make? Like, honestly,
I don't even know if he'd be the number 2 pick right now, but
the number 2 quarterback.
Or the number 2 quarterback. I don't think he is, actually. So just gotta wait and see. And then, of course, once the NFL draft comes, I mean, they're going to tell us how they feel about him by,
Yeah,
where they
you're
draft
gonna
him.
know
So
for sure.
we're going to know at that point. And then depending where he goes, of course. But I mean, listen, he's an athlete. He can run. He can pass. I mean, he's got some of those tools that teams are looking for, as in guys that can extend plays and stuff like that. So it will be interesting. Yeah, said 12 teams, start 10 super flex, stack team 0 RB. Roster was illegal, but I didn't have a drop. So I tried a 2 for, okay, traded McLaurin and Keontae Ingram for Javante and a third. You traded Terry and Ingram for Javante and a third. So basically, I mean, Ingram for Javante and a third. Okay. So Ingram in the third, I guess, whatever. You could basically scratch that out. It's almost Javante for Terry, and I actually like it. I mean, Terry hasn't been that good. I think I like it. I like it. Give
Yeah,
me
I'm okay.
Javante in the third.
I'm okay with it as well. Terry McLaurin hasn't been great, and we don't know exactly what Keontae is going to be at this point, especially with what's the guy's name in Arizona? Jesus, I forgot already. In that backfield, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, this is fine because I think Javante's workload is starting to get ramped up a little bit more. We're starting to see now the Chase McLaughlin thing is very interesting for Javante. Maybe it caps him just a little bit, but you got to think Javante will be pretty damn solid going forward. And hey, listen, he might accrue some value where if you want to move Javante, you'll be able to move him.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll take Javante because he's got more value also too. I mean, especially if he starts going off. I mean, he's a young RB that you can get a lot more out of in a trade than Terry, you know,
Hmm.
in that third. So for sure, for sure, exactly what difference does it make? I don't know that boy Penix slinging it right now. Yeah, exactly. Not sure if Sanders even too. Yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, you got Drake May up there as well, so I don't think I don't know, man. I don't know. It's still early. We still got time for that. And quarterbacks are the hardest to kind of judge. I mean, they're so hard to judge coming in. It's one of the hardest positions too. So I try not to go too crazy on the quarterbacks because most of the time the NFL is wrong. So I mean, what do you think that we're going to be
Exactly.
wrong a lot of the times as well. So
Exactly.
it's just one of those tough positions to. Yes, said Giuseppe Mercado. What else? I think we wound up hitting everything. I guess tomorrow we'll start going over the games. We'll talk about the games. We'll get into that a little bit more. And then Sunday morning, we'll go over I guess we'll go over prop bets and whatever money line stuff and any bets that we're looking at on Sunday morning. So,
I'm not going to be here tomorrow. I'll definitely be here Sunday morning. I have a birthday party to go to tomorrow, but I'll definitely be on Sunday morning for sure.
bro, you got to tap in from the birthday party, bro.
I could do that. I'm good. I'm good with that. Hey, I've tapped in from Florida. I've tapped in from Jersey. I've tapped in from LA. Listen, I'm with it.
Word. All right, guys, throw any last questions y'all got in the chat. We'll give y'all another minute or two to throw any last questions y'all got in there. But yeah, man. Cowboys Chargers. I'm trying to see if there's like a really any better game than that.
What do you mean?
Like just that game in general, Cowboys Chargers is just
Oh,
gonna be
like
a
the
I mean,
how good of a game it should be.
yeah. I guess Vikings Bears could be the other than that. The
Oh,
next one.
stop it. Vikings Bears.
I mean, compared to the other games, I mean that could be an exciting game. Could be a
Jags
high scoring.
Jags Colts. I mean Seahawks Bengals. That could be a good one.
Mm-hmm. Bike Queen, what up, Bike Queen? Always in here.
Hey,
Appreciate you, girl. SXP, Stevie, as a Vikings fan, how do you feel they should handle this Kirk JJ situation in terms of rest of the year and rest of the season and next year? Well, they've already said they didn't want to pay Kirk, so I think that if we wound up losing the next few games and we don't have a chance to make the playoffs, or those chances are dwindling, I think there is a chance maybe we do move Kirk. I mean, instead of taking nothing for him and letting him walk, maybe we get something out of it. And that also helps us in the sweepstakes of trying to get a quarterback next season in the draft. So JJ is a tough situation. I don't think that he's just not going to come back and not play. I don't know if he's that type of guy. I mean, he's trying to break records. He's never been an injury prone kind of guy. I mean, I don't think he's just not going to come back at all, unless the severity is that fucked or he re-aggravates it or something like that. So,
yep.
You know, that's what I would say, I think, about that. But we could very well be trying to look for a quarterback next year. So I'm hoping that we can get one in the draft. I mean, there's not really quarterbacks out there that are going to be available that are better than Kirk, except for maybe some of these rookies coming in,
I would
that
agree.
could be eventually. So that's tough, man. That's tough.
And listen, if you could get a
Thanks for
second round,
answering, bro.
if you could get a second round pick for Kirk Cousins, or even a third round pick at this point, from a team like the Jets, maybe Atlanta.
Could be. Libra the God. Thanks for answering for real. Yeah, appreciate you. No problem, man. Smash that sub for us if you haven't. Come through anytime. We're live 3-4 times a week. Would you be okay if they traded Kirk, shut him down, pay him max to Hush and tank for Caleb? Yeah, I'm okay with that because we would need a quarterback. So if we can get Caleb, if that's possible, I mean, that's rough. Holding the possible 101. I'm a contender. Solid team. Guy wants his pick back, of course. He has Bijan and Hawk. Is that enough to tax him or no?
I know exactly who Diaz is talking about.
Yeah, I know who he's talking about too. Yeah, you could say. I mean, Bijan, Hawkinson. I mean, Bijan was the 101. Bijan is a highly coveted asset. I mean, just hate wrapping up my assets in that running back position. Like, God forbid something happens. It's like, boom, you just lost a bunch of value.
But Bijan is one of those few guys that you kind of would be okay with because he was taken with the 101 in a lot of drafts anyway, especially non-super flex leagues. So, that definitely is, he's worth that value.
Did you figure Caleb is what, top 5, top 6 QB? So he's taking what, middle half of the first round. You've got Bijan basically taking him right there in that beginning of second round, even first in most cases, even this year, like Bijan was. So, and then you get Hawkinson on top, so you get the tight end with the premium.
Yeah,
I'm not opposed to it.
Neither am I.
I'm not opposed to it. I'd be okay with it as long as you've got QBs and you're Gucci. Then I think that's something that could be worth it. But that's a tough. I mean, we were just talking about it for JJ. Would you trade the 101 for JJ? I mean,
I feel like JJ's, worth a little bit more because he's going to be around for significantly longer. The injury risk isn't as great.
I just feel like he's a running back. And if I'm trading for Bijan, I'm probably trading him. I don't know. It's
If you're going for the gusto, it's worth it, like especially this year or in the next, like if you're a contender and you feel like you're going to be a contender for the next 2 to 3 years, then yeah, I don't see why not. You know what I mean?
not a bad trade, but if I got Bijan, I'd probably try and move Bijan after that. Or do you just hold the 101 or 102, whatever it is, and wait?
You could get more. You
I think
could
it's
even
fine
more.
if you want to do it. I just don't love buying a running back like that. That's just me, though. But you are getting Hawk with it. You think Snuggles would like to face Bijan and Hawk this week?
You know what, Diaz? I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. I'm going to let my players go out there and do the talking. You have a good team, no doubt about it. I have some hitters as well, so I have some guys on a buy as well. So we'll see what happens, but I'm gonna let my team do the talking. Your team has definitely performed better than mine so far, but we'll see what happens.
Tucker, Chuba, Donta, or Justice Hill, PPR. Not Justice Hill.
I think I like Chuba this week.
Yeah, I think we had this one before. It's
Deonta Foreman's interesting because he has a better matchup, and you think that game would be more competitive.
yeah, but Chuba did be getting the catches too, so or did they just mix in a bunch of those guys? Like with Foreman, like there's literally nobody else.
Yeah, I think it's between Chuba and Foreman.
Or
Yeah,
maybe Chuba with the PPR. Or nah, maybe Foreman. Foreman's gonna bang some in probably. Nah, maybe Fields is gonna bang that in. Give me Chuba. Fuck it. Let's go Chuba.
yeah.
Let's go Chuba, Tucker. Appreciate you. Jacob said he needs a flex. Flowers, Terry, or Osborne.
Osborne's interesting because he kind of slots in as that number 2 receiver, basically that number 3 catcher. But they have what's his name now, who came out of nowhere. What's that guy's name?
Talk about?
The receiver for the Vikings that came out of nowhere last week and was just seemed like
Oh,
he was all over.
Powell? Nah, I
Yeah,
mean, I like Osborne, but I think for me, it's easily Flowers, I think.
yeah. I'm leaning Flowers as well. That Washington offense just doesn't do it for me.
Make the argument for Osborne, though, to be fair. Let's go Flowers. Def for JJ or Chase, yeah. Everyone's best week. It won't be close either way, that's for sure.
You get everyone's best week. Jesus, I had to go against Fields and DJ Moore last week.
Yeah, that
Fuck
kind of
off.
sucks. Thing is, was trying to trade Laporta for Hawkinson. How do you feel? Who do you feel is better rest of season? I mean, I'm not trading up to go get Hawkinson if I got Laporta,
I agree.
and vice versa. So, I mean,
I
just
think they'll finish.
stay with what you got.
Yeah,
Unless you can get Hawkinson plus for Laporta, like I just stay where I am.
I think I agree as well. I think they'll both finish in that similar range, top 5-ish range. Um, so I don't think there's much of a separation here. It's kind of lateral.
Aaron, Kenny Walker, or Waddle in the flex.
PPR, Waddle. But you can make the argument for Walker.
Yeah, it's definitely between Walker or Waddle. Who's Kenny
And
Walker got? Where is he
at,
at?
at Cincinnati, coming off the bye. Kenny Walker's been really good, man, but he doesn't get a ton of PPR upside. He only has 8 catches on 10 targets.
But he gets tutties.
He does. He has 5 rushing touchdowns this season. So make of that what you will. The safer
Waddle
play
had
is the safer play is Kenneth Walker, but the upside is with Waddle here. PPR.
Yeah, I can feel that. I feel that. Safe play is definitely Kenny Walker. Upside's Waddle. Give me Kenny Walker. Give me Kenny Walker. Cruz, what up, Cruz? London, Herbert, or Palmer at flex? Would you trade CD and Gibbs for ETN and Devonta Smith?
Drake London, Chuba, or Josh Palmer against Dallas. I think I'm going to take Josh Palmer here at the flex.
Okay.
And then CD and Gibbs for ETN and Devonta. Jahmyr Gibbs is out this week, and as long as Monty's rumbling, Gibbs isn't going to give you much. So at least you're getting 2 productive guys. Yeah, I'd trade CD and Gibbs for ETN and Devonta. I think I'd do that.
I'm okay with it. Yeah, I'm okay with it. And Oh man, it's hard to not go Palmer here, but it's hard to not say yes to London, who just came off a nice game. Yeah, give me Palmer, whatever. Give
It's
me
always some
Palmer.
it's always some bullshit with Drake London though.
Give
Like
me Palmer. Give me the better quarterback, the better offense. Fuck it. Let's do it. Redraft DS. Start 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs, a tight end, and a flex. Watson on IR. Stafford, JT, Kamara, Kyron, Chase, Olave, Cooper, Sutton, Rashee Rice, Miles Sanders, Javante, Spears, Kendre, Dowdle. Would you drop? Would you drop anyone for Dubes?
I dropped Dowdle.
Chase,
I
Olave, Cooper, Sutton.
I dropped Dowdle for Dubes.
Well, the reason why I like Dowdle is just in case Pollard ever gets hurt. He's kind of the next guy up. I'm okay with dropping Rashee Rice, honestly, for Dubes.
I don't know if I'm okay with that. I mean, Rashee Rice is not. He's going to have his games here and there, but it's not going to be consistent. Um,
You could make the argument for Dowell, but or you could
yeah.
stay where you're at. I mean, it depends who you like. If you like Rashee Rice more than Dubes, then just hold it. You like Sutton more than Dubes, then just hold it. I
See,
mean,
I think the issue with Rashee Rice, not the issue, but the thing I struggle with between Rashee Rice and Dubes is Patrick Mahomes is just infinitely better, infinitely more consistent than Jordan Love at this point. So I feel like Rashee Rice has steadier production. Dubes is going to be a little more up and down, especially with Christian Watson back, especially with Aaron Jones hopefully coming back, Jaden Reed, those
he could catch
complement
that
of guys.
bomb. He could catch that tutty.
No, he can, but I just like Rashee Rice's upside a little more
He's
than
just not
Dubes.
on the field enough, I feel
No,
like,
I get it.
Rashee Rice. But I think you're not even playing Dubes anyway, so that's the thing. You're not playing Dupes unless you absolutely have to with Chase, Olave, Cooper, and Sutton, right? So
I agree. It is kind of a you're not playing either one of those guys yet.
London or Cook in the flex. James Cook.
Yep.
Cook. Jacob. Should I trade Hopkins for Stevenson? PPR. Current RBs are Jacobs, Kamara, Gainwell, Akers, Ingram, and Herbert on IR. Cup, Devonta, Jacoby, Hopkins, Deontay.
I would try and get something a little bit better than Ramondre at this point, especially with D Hop coming off the good game. I would try and get a little more than the Ramondre Stevenson. I would fuck it. Try and get Aaron Jones if you can. Aaron Jones has been hurt. If you want to give up Hopkins, go get yourself an Aaron Jones.
Yeah. I mean, Stevenson hasn't been good at all, so I'd rather hold on or go after somebody else there, Jacob. CMC, Gibbs, Amon-Ra. What's up, Rob? Lamb, Laporta, Olave, Puka, Achan. Picked up Wilson Jr., but he's also on IR. What running back is on the waiver wire with the highest floor at the moment?
That's
Let me
tough.
know what running backs are on the waiver wire. I don't know who's on your waiver wire.
Yeah. If Chase McLaughlin's still out there, which I doubt, he would definitely be up there. Keontae Ingram should be up there. Demercado should be up there.
Foreman, maybe. I
Foreman.
mean, I don't know. These guys might be gone already, but
I know. Justice Hill has been a pretty popular pickup.
yeah. Rashee Rice, that's a great name. What up, Rush, man? Diaz said he's got a snuggle time with his girl. Go ahead, little spoon. Do your thing.
Wait, Diaz. You call me Snuggles, and yet here I am being a man of the people. What's going on?
Kev said start 2. Higgins, Ridley, London. Not sure if Higgins is a go. I think he did say he isn't
Yes,
playing.
yes. Higgins most likely is playing.
He's a go.
Yeah,
So,
Drake London's taking a seat.
yeah, it's going to be Higgins and Ridley here for me. I do like London, though,
But
especially
not
this
over
week.
these
But I don't
two.
think I could play him over Higgins or Ridley. Gus Wolf, Rising Rhino needs 6 likes to make 30. Appreciate you, Gus Wolf. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Preston, do I trade Cook and Garrett Wilson away for Jacobs? Yeah, I'd do that. I'm okay with that. For Josh Jacobs? Cook and Wilson for Jacobs?
I don't know, man. I
As long
guess
as you got other wide receivers, no.
that's true. 'Cause I think James Cook is solid enough. I know Jacobs has been playing better. Obviously not great, not what we, not to the level he was drafted. So, that's some
I
pretty
think
good
better
upside.
days are ahead. I mean, the last 2 games he's been pretty solid, Josh Jacobs, right?
I
I mean, you
agree.
got New England, Chicago, you got Detroit, Giants, Jets, Miami, KC, Minnesota, Chargers down the stretch in week 14, 15. That's looking kind of good. I like Jacobs. I mean, I like Cook too, but I think Cook is a fine, like, high-end RB2-ish, where I think, Jacobs could still finish, top 5-ish. Take the upside with Jacobs as long as you got other wide receivers. I mean, you can't expect Garrett Wilson to put up wide receiver 1 numbers unless by some miracle Aaron Rodgers comes back, who apparently is walking around in the locker room.
Stop it. He's not coming back.
Oh, that's a whole nother thing.
He's not coming back.
Does he come back at least next year?
Yeah, definitely.
So
he's definitely coming back next year.
The name is Rushi, pronounced with the Ushi. DJ, Ridley, or Cook in the flex?
Ooh. I mean, DJ Moore's been really good. Ridley's been solid as well. Jags playing the Colts, Bears, Vikings. Buffalo's probably going to destroy the Giants. You got to lean DJ Moore here, no?
Yeah, it's either between DJ and Ridley. Definitely between DJ and Ridley. Might have to go DJ. But that is awfully close. I'll roll with DJ, but it's close. I'm not surprised if Ridley goes off. Appreciate you, Tony. Guys, throw all your last questions in the chat there. Appreciate everybody out there. Smash the like for us. Smash that subscribe if you're new. Hit us up in the chat. Yo, boys, start 2. All right, Andrew, who we got here? Start 2. Amari, Olave, Ayuk, and James Cook. I think you can eliminate Cooper, right? Can we lock in Olave?
Yep.
And then it's Ayuk or Cook.
San Francisco at Cleveland. Yeah, give me Olave and James Cook here.
Give me Cook too. Yes, the Giants. Give me Cook.
It's just weird because Ayuk can have, he can be one of those guys, but there's just so much to go around there where it's tough to lock in on one guy every single week.
My league isn't making any trades. 10-man. No one is biting on anything. That happens sometimes. It happens, especially in 1 QB leagues. I don't think we've had any trades really in like our home redraft leagues.
No, I was thinking about that the other day too.
I've been offered some trades, but it's always garbage. So
yeah,
it's hard to get anything done.
So
I think AR5 has any value to someone who's 5-0, or is it looking to be an end of season? I don't know the extent of the injury, if it's going to be end of season or not. I know he's on IR. That, of course, we do know. But I mean, depending what quarterbacks that team has, I mean, I don't know. You tell me. Is he going to be valuable to that team? I'm sure that 5-0 team isn't rolling out Daniel Jones every week, so probably not. I mean, 1 QB, especially 10-man. I mean, the QBs aren't really that valuable, so it's rough. You can shop it around, of course, right? Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Sketch with Olave and Carr. I know. It is, but I think they'll get back to normal. It's kind of been Derek Carr's injury, and is that going to continue or is that done now? So there's definitely is a little bit of cause for concern, but we know what they do when he's healthy.
And Olave came out of the gate strong until the injury to Carr. So at least you've seen that connection happen before on a really, really
Mhm.
high level where Olave, I think through the first 3 weeks, he was like wide receiver 12 or some nonsense like that. So we
Mhm.
know the connection is there. I just think the injury to Carr is exactly what you said. It's been hampering his ability to get the ball downfield to Olave.
For sure. Rob said Gibbs, is Gibbs droppable or there'll be some hope?
I think you're still hanging on to Jameer Gibbs here just because we're one injury away from a high level top, first round running back being vaulted into a starting position. So hang on to Jameer Gibbs here. If somebody wants to trade for him, fine, but hang on to Jameer Gibbs here.
Yeah, for sure. There is still some hope for Gibbs. He is a rookie coming in. I mean, he's the franchise guy. So, I mean, why kill him if you've got a guy like Monty that can take on a lot of the brunt work? So, I do think that there is some hope going down for the rest of the season. I think if he can still finish as an RB2, which would be fine. He just won't be an RB1 like everybody hoped, but it is what it is. But no, I don't think he's droppable. He is a backup running back on a good team, a good offense. You don't want to drop
Yeah.
that kind of running back. So, and we just saw Monty get hurt. So, I mean, Kamara's playing fine. I mean, he's playing good. So, ain't nothing
Yep.
really to worry about with Kamara.
Yeah, you're pretty solid if you have Kamara.
So, I like it. I like it. I like it. All right. We're about to get out of here. We'll try this one more time. We'll give y'all another 60 seconds or so. Throw any last questions in the chat. Sober Money's out here. Here we go. Rosters: Burrow, CJ, Bryce, Brees, St. Brown, T, Garrett Wilson, Addison. Don't own the 24 first. Okay, I like it, but I own every other pick. Any recommendations? Burrow, Stroud, Bryce, Brees, St. Brown, T, Garrett Wilson, Addison. What's your record right now? I know you don't have your first, but you do have a lot of good young pieces that
Mm-hmm.
it's not going to kill you that you don't have your first. It absolutely sucks. Obviously, you can't add any assets to your team, but you have a pretty young, solid team with assets, and you can absolutely get some first if you want. I mean, you could tear down from T. Higgins if you want. You could sell off Brees Hall. He is a running back. I mean, you can sell Garrett Wilson as well. So it just depends on what you want to do, man.
Yeah, you're in pretty good shape. You have young, really good talent. So it really depends on what direction you want to go. This, if you're building a team, this is kind of where you want to be in a sense. To be honest, I would look to add. I would look to kind of add to this team if you could. Maybe you could combine Addison and Garrett Wilson, or Addison and T. Higgins, or some combination outside of St. Brown and get yourself, upgrade yourself to a really another heavy hitter wide receiver if you really want to go that route. Um, but yeah, this team is pretty damn good and kind of loaded up for the future as well. These are
Mhm.
all outside of Joe Burrow and St. Brown, T. Higgins. Yeah, these are all young ascending guys. Like, these guys can get better. All these guys can get better, which is exactly what you're looking for. So I would look to add if you could, but I think you should be in pretty good position by the time the season wraps up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it's going to look like this year for you, but I mean, going into next year, I mean, you're absolutely fine. And like I said, if you do want assets, you do want first, maybe you tear down from T. Higgins, tear down from Garrett Wilson, pick up a player and a first of lesser or a player and a second, depending on how you want to go. Or maybe you do try and tear up, like Hammer said. Do you try and go after a CD Lamb, right?
I'll be right back. Use the bathroom.
So but yeah, I'm interested to see what is actually like your record and what is your situation as far as like, how's your team doing so far this year? Outsole said, because you could always try and buy your first back, of course, if you need to. But yeah, what's your situation? Outsole said, should I start Gabe Pittman or Godwin in the flex, and should I play Pierce or should I wait till the 8:30 game with Barkley? I mean, you might not have a choice. You might have to play Pierce. I mean, you can't take the chance that Barkley doesn't play. So if we don't find out beforehand, then you've got to. Give me Gabe Pittman or Godwin. I mean, I like Gabe's matchup, but he scored a tutty a lot. I mean, Pittman. And then you've got Godwin. You've got Evans that just came back as well. Give me Godwin. Give me Godwin out, so Preston, do I start JT, Garrett Wilson, or Zay Flowers in the flex? Wow. It's either between Zay Flowers and JT. I think Zay Flowers is going to be safe for you. JT, I mean, he could have that 20 carry game. They did say that we're going to ramp him up, so it's kind of hard not to play JT. I might have to go JT there, even though I love Zay Flowers this week. 2022 was calling Chuba or Foreman. Oh man, I think we took Chuba. We had this question a few times. We did take Chuba. So Damian Pierce or Chuba. Yeah. Damn, man. I mean, against the Saints, Pierce that's a tough matchup for him. It's a tough matchup for him. Is it really Chuba? Are we really taking Chuba here? Fuck.
Over who? Foreman?
Over Damian Pierce. He's got the Saints.
Texans, Saints. And then you got Chuba against Miami.
Yeah. Worst defense. I mean, PPR, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'll still roll with Chuba here.
Maybe too. Picked up Foreman. Doubts with Vikings defense and the game script. I mean, possibly there could be a shootout. I mean, but I think Foreman will get enough touches. I mean, there's literally no other running back, so literally the only guy. Traded away my first for Burrow, so I'm in 10th place. Okay, so you traded your first for Burrow. Okay, in the super flex. I'm guessing, right? This is super flex.
So Burrow and Stroud, that's where you want to be.
So that's fine. That's fine. You lost your first. That's fine. I mean, you're in a good position for the future. So I would just roll with it. I like the wide receivers. I mean, roll with it. We're about to get up out of here. Let's go. Picked up Foreman. Yeah, we did that. Just traded away the first for Burrow. Redraft question. What's up, Kyle? Should I trade Gabe Davis and Foreman for Pittman? Yes. 10-team PPR. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Don't think you'll ever use Gabe Davis or Foreman. We doing this, Hammer?
Yeah, I mean, as much as it pains me to say, Gabe Davis has been really good, man. But you want to kind of take advantage of his, of his stock right now. So I think Pitt, even with Minshew, I think Pittman.
Oh, Christian Kirk. He meant Christian Kirk, not Pittman. Same thing though.
Yeah, I agree.
Same thing. Super flex. Damn, you spend one first and got Joe Burrow. That's a fucking steal. That's a steal. Man, Christian Kirk. Yeah, no problem. All right, I think we hit everything. Appreciate everybody in the chat, guys. Smash the like for us. Smash the subscribe if you're new. But yeah, we're about to get out of here. I'll be on tomorrow night at 10 Eastern, and then we'll be on Sunday morning, about 11:30. So you're first and Russell Wilson. That's still a steal. Fucking awesome trade, Sober. That's how you do it, bro.
Yeah.
All right, let's get up out of here. Appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all on